Hey everyone, it's Dina here with another Cricut tutorial for Design Space, the basics and beyond. So today I had a project I needed to do, and my daughter starts school tomorrow, so I wanted to put her name and decorate her science folder and do a couple of things. So I decided to have some fun with her science folder. She loves science, so I decided to see what I could do to personalize her folder and make it fun and cute. So the first thing I did was I opened up a new canvas in Design Space, and I went to Images, and then I typed in, the first thing I typed in was Science. And there's a lot of different images, so I'm going to do a lot of scrolling here to find what I was looking for. I was looking for a cute little saying. So couple of the images that I did see is I saw this little guy here of the dabbing earth, and so I did take that guy and this little guy here because he looks happy. So this is the one I was looking for. Stay positive with the little atom. So I clicked on that, and then I selected also the other two little guys with the earth, and I inserted those into my canvas. And then I took this and I unlocked it here and resize it a little bit, lock it back up. And one of the things that I wanted to do was change the color because she likes pink. So I decided if I click in the layers panel over here on the atom, that selects the word stay and atom. Because they're both green. And then I just go up here to the color box and I changed it to a pink color that would, and then into the advanced just to get a little bit more of a hot pink color. And I made it a nice bright pink for her. So, and what I was going to do with this one, and then these are the little guys that I made here. There was this guy and this guy here. Yeah. So I chose these two little guys, and I wanted to make them, now these are already set as print and cut. If we look at it, it says cut and print. So those were meant to be printed and cut. So I didn't have to do anything to these two other than resize them. So they were all set. What I did do I wanted to print this as well. So in order to make this, right now is set as, if we look at it here, this is set to cut. Both layers of this are set to cut. And that's fine if you wanted to do it in vinyl or whatever, but I'm going to do this on printable vinyl and just make stickers out of them. But if I were to flatten this and make a sticker out of it, it's going to cut out every letter separate. And so I decided what I would do is to go over to Shapes and insert a square, and then I just unlocked it down here and I resized it a little more rectangle shape, and I changed the color to light blue because the little earth guys were blue, and I stuck this over, which actually we're going to put this behind. So when your image gets covered up like that, you just go right up to the very top here, this arrange button, and when you click on that, you just we're going to send this shape to the back, and then our design shows up to the front so we can see, and then we can center these two up. I literally just eyeballed it. I thought it was good enough, just like that. So in order to make this a print and cut, because right now it is going to cut this square and it's going to cut all of these out. So I'm going to just draw a box right around the two of those and select them. And then I'm going to go down to the bottom of the layers menu and I'm going to flatten them. So now it's going to print everything in the middle and cut out this rectangle and make it a sticker. And that's what I wanted to do. So the other thing that I thought, I'm just going to turn this little guy off for a second. The other thing I thought would be cute to do was to put her name on her binder. And to make it look like the periodic table but then make it her name instead of the actual elements. So I went again into images, and I'm going to clear the science. It was easier for me to find by putting periodic table and doing a search on that. And then I scrolled down and see they start coming up here. So I basically just looked for anything. Obviously I'm not going to find just an E or just an M, but I looked for anything that had the letters of her name in it. So just to keep this video short, I'm going to show you, I chose for the E, I just chose this one here, and then I insert that onto my canvas. Okay, so now I have this, and this is a cut file. If you look in the layers panel, everything is set to cut. Well, again, I want to make these stickers, and I need to get rid of this R, and I need to get rid of erbium. I don't really care about the number because I'm just playing around. So what I did from here is I ungrouped it. So now everything's its own layer, and I clicked on the E and the R, which is also connected to the 6 and the 8. So then I go down to the bottom to use my contour, and then I can go in and get rid of that R. If I wanted to get rid of the 6 and the 8, I could, but I decided to leave it. So I just got rid of the R, closed out of that, and now I have that here. So then I just kind of eyeballed it and I placed it somewhere in the middle, and that looked good to me. But see, now I have this erbium and I do not want it. So I clicked on it, and now I've got my selection box around it. I deleted it, and I decided to go in and just put my own text, and I made, I used the Cricut Sans font because it's very similar to the E. I did make it bold. And then I typed in the word excellent. Okay. Although I think what I did, let me redo that. I did it in all caps. So, all right. So then from there, I just need to resize it to fit back under that E. And I slide that right up into there. And now I have the E by itself with the word excellent underneath. And this is exactly, I want all of this to print and then to cut out this orange rectangle. So I'm going to drag a box around all of those layers. They're all selected. You see it right here in the layers panel. Every one of them is selected, and I go down to the bottom and I hit flatten. So now this is going to print, and this orange rectangle will cut. And that's what it tells me right here. It's going to cut and print. So for the ease of time, I went ahead and I did all of these. There's my little, oops, bring that guy back. So I'm just going to bring these back so you can see basically what I did for her name. And there we go. So I have her name right here put together like with, so I have excellent, marvelous, magnificent, and amazing. And that's my description of my daughter. And then of course here I have my two little world globe guys, and I also have, turn that guy off, and right, where is it, this one. So this was the Stay Positive. Here you can see this was the one I used when I made this. So this is the one I wanted to use, but I'm going to change the color to pink. Gotta go find my, there it is. And then, so these little arrows over here, if you click on it, like sometimes you just have too much in your layers panel and you're scrolling through trying to find things, so you can kind of minimize them. So if I make it larger, you can see the layers of this. So here's the word positive, here's the green. This is the specific layer I was going to change the color of. I want it to be that hot pink. And then again, just to make this sticker, we select those two and we flatten them. All right, so now I have these 4 stickers and these 3 stickers, and I want to make a print and cut. So our next step from here would be to go to Make It. And you can see what our print is going to look like. This is, I'm going to use printable vinyl. I use the Cricut brand Printable Vinyl, and it is not, it's something that's fine for doing, you know, stickers or labels for a planner or something that's not going to be out in the elements. It's not something you could stick on the back of your car because it's not waterproof. So, but basically, this black rectangle is your print. That's the registration marks, and that just tells the Cricut exactly where to start cutting out all of these stickers. So with that said, I am going to go ahead and continue. And then from here, we'll wait for it to connect to my maker. From here, we just send it to the printer. So I go in and I'm going to put my printable vinyl in my printer, and you have to know your printer which way is if you have to put it into the tray. So do you put it the print side up or the print side down? That's something you need to know about your printer because every printer is different. So I go and I'll put my sheet. It's just a 8.5 by 11 regular size standard paper, letter paper size, and it goes in, and then I send it off to my printer. And from here, I would have my bleed on, and that's going to just make an extra little border around each of these cuts so that you don't get any of the white sticker paper or vinyl in your image. It's going to cut this little guy. It's going to put a black border around it. This one, it'll add a little bit of blue. So it does make them look a little weird when you first print them up, but once it cuts out, you'll see exactly what I mean. And then from here, we just go to print. So I've already printed mine, so I'm going to skip this part. And then we go in here, and I need to choose that I am using printable vinyl. So I don't see it in my favorites. I don't know why I keep saving it and it keeps disappearing. So I'm going to just go in here and browse all materials. And then up here I can choose vinyl as a category because there's so many materials to choose from. So this will take me right to all the different types of vinyl, and the printable vinyl is right here. So when I click on that, normally if I want to keep it in my favorites, I just click this yellow star and it should stay there, and then I click the done. So it's telling me here I am cutting printable vinyl. I just use the default setting. I've never had an issue, and I'm ready to go, and my Cricut is flashing for me to load my mat. Okay, so I have taken my vinyl from the printer, and as you can see, I've got all my different stickers on here, and it has a black registration mark that is printed all the way around it, and we're going to load it into the Cricut and start cutting. Okay, so our flashing Cricut light is on. So I'm going to push that. And you'll notice there's a light on. And the light is scanning the black line on several sides so it knows where exactly my stickers are. And once it has scanned all sides, it's going over and checking I have the right blade, and it will begin cutting. Now we'll unload our mat. Okay, so here I have all of the stickers that I made cut out, and I'm ready to place them. I just trimmed up some scrapbook paper that I'm going to slide inside the front of my daughter's binder. So now I'm just going to peel each one of these up just like a sticker. And when you're doing the vinyl, it just peels up just like that. And then I'm actually going to try to peel them all up so I can have them all ready, because I need to practice placing them so that I don't space them too far apart. Now you'll notice the vinyl, the printable vinyl is a little bit thicker than probably like a Avery label sticker sheet or something. And it's pretty sturdy, so just move those out of the way. And then I'm just going to try to see how I would lay these out to make them somewhat evenly spaced. And if you don't think you can do it in a straight line, it's always fun to just move, switch them around. So I think I'm going to put them up towards the top. I think I'm just going to go for it and place one. And if it's not perfect, which I'm sure it won't be, that one's a little crooked, so I just make the rest of them a little crooked. So I just go like so, and they just stick right down. And now it looks like the periodic chart with her name. And then I just pull up the next one, trying to pull the backing away more than anything else. Thought this was kind of cute, so we'll just place that here somewhere in the middle. And then these little guys, these were just squares here, so that doesn't seem like a big deal to place those down, but these are the guys that are really cool. So when I pull this back and lift this sticker up, you will see that it cut out his legs and his little arms. Oops, try not to bend them. And it cut very well. You can see he's completely cut out. There's no white showing. In fact, if you look at my sheet here, you can see this is why we turn the bleed on. So bleed added all this extra so that you don't get any white when it's actually cut. So that's a really cool feature with Design Space. And so I'm just going to stick these little guys on here just randomly. And then I'll get this little dabbing guy here. Just being gentle when I pull up his feet. And then I'll just stick him over here. And there you can see she's got a nice little cover for her science binder.